What's up, everybody? So I'm going to create a smart action for skin. So this was created by watching two tutorials from Flern. One was removing tattoos, and the second was a very intuitive. I can't even talk right now. What's up, everybody? I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on creating a smart action for skin texture. This particular tutorial was from watching two from Flern, which is a very cool YouTube channel, very informative. One was removing tattoos, the second was creating smart actions. So combining those, I made a smart action for skin, or to a similar texture to skin. So you can use this if you're trying to fix up a tattoo you may have, or remove a tattoo. So if you're painting over it, and you're getting rid of whatever it may be that you don't want. It may look fine with the color, but when you zoom in, there's no more texture. So how do you get that back? This is how. So first things first, we're going to create a folder and call this YouTube. This will all be available for download after too. And now we're going to create this action by hitting this little button here. It's going to actually begin the action sequence. Call it skin. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new layer. We're not going to click any buttons though. That will add clutter to our sequence. If I were to do that, I'm adding layers. Oh crap, now it's just a ton of things going on we don't need. So what we're going to do instead is delete these because we don't need them. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, here we go. Alright. So what we're going to do instead is use commands, and with that it won't create the clutter and it will just work. Just believe me. So hit Shift Option Command N. Bam. New layer. Next thing we're going to do is go to Edit, Fill, 50% gray. Oh crap, it's all gray. What did you do? Don't worry. Double click your layer. Change this to Overlay. Oh, all of a sudden we can see it again. So what this will do is anything that's above the gray, or lighter than this particular gray will show, or darker than that gray will show. So what we want to do next, if we want to adjust it later on, we're going to turn this to a smart object. So you can do that by right-clicking it, control-clicking it, and say create or convert to a smart object. Alright, and now we're going to go to our filters. I'm looking at my notes. Okay. So first thing we want to do is go to filters and add noise. So we're going to go to filter, noise, add noise. And because this is a smart object, we can adjust this later on. So we're just going to play around with the noise to a level we like. I'm going to keep this at monochromatic, meaning it's black and white. And we can also play around with the guess and blur. Keep it uniform, looks okay. Now we want to blur that. So we're going to go filter, blur, guess and blur. I'm going to keep this very low. You want to keep it to like 1 pixel or below. You don't want it too blurred. And as you can see, it's adding to our filters, but they're all smart objects, so we can tinker with those later. And the last one we're going to add is a emboss. So filter, stylize. Where are you at here? There you go. Emboss. And this kind of gives you your overall skin texture back. So you can play around with the height, play around with the amount. So let's say 100%. It kind of looks like skin. Very subtle, like around there. Alright. Not too bad, getting there. So the final step we're going to do is create a layer mask. We can simply do that by clicking this little button down here. It looks like a little square with a circle in the middle, or clicking the little button under your properties if you don't have it showing there too. And that will create a layer mask. But we don't want it on everything, so what are we going to do? We're going to invert this mask by hitting Command I. So now with your brush tool, actually let's stop this action right now. Okay, now our action is created, and just to show you that it works, I can hit play with the skin layer selected. Voila! Okay, but there's nothing showing because you have to paint in your skin now. So now with our brush, selected and our foreground as white and our background set to black, we can paint in our texture. And you can see in your mask here it's actually painting. If I zoom in, you can see it a little better. Alright, so with the brush selected, I'm painting in my skin texture. Oh no, but it's very light. That's why we had smart objects, or so we can go back and adjust these. So the guess and blur, maybe it was a little too blurred. Let's knock that back a little bit. Let's bump up that emboss a little bit more there. I'm just exaggerating this. Of course, you want to match it to your actual skin on your original photo here. So let's see. Have that selected. Okay. So we can play around and paint in skin texture wherever there was texture that was lost. Alright. So that's a way to create the skin texture as a smart action. And of course you do a whole lot better job than me in matching the color here and making sure everything blends properly. But if you wanted to, you can create another layer, put it underneath this action, and let's sample some other colors here. And with that new layer still selected is the one I'm painting on, I can paint, doesn't matter what color. Let's just kind of semi-match the original here. And since it's underneath this action, that texture is still going to show. So everywhere I paint it, I can still bring that texture back. There we go. And as you can see, the skin texture is coming back. So this is a very cool way to create a skin texture from scratch. And hopefully this helps somebody out there. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I know I kind of rushed through this, and I'll try to leave a link to the original video so you can kind of follow them a little better on removing tattoos and all that good stuff. But anyway, the action will also be in the comments. So make sure, or the description below. So make sure you comment, you subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.